Yo, we're back again with another episode. This is again your boy, the myth. Some even say I'm an urban legend, the hood nerd. Back again with what I normally do, which is the deep dive. No R. Kelly news yesterday, Friday, so I was able to get a chance to breathe. I'm definitely haven't been used to pumping content out like that on a day-to-day basis, but that is what this story and deep dive requires. So, since it's no R. Kelly news, I do have to feed the streets. And we get a chance to get back into a bag I'm comfortable in, which is relationship discussions. So, this episode, as you see, is called Flaws and All. The hypocrisy of dating the modern woman. So, I was going to start with Beyonce's song Flaws and All, but I decided I would start with a different song first. And that's where we go back to the song Soldier. Because that's where the hypocrisy actually starts at for a lot of this. We always get these conversations from women, especially black women in our culture, where we don't want the Pookies and the Ray Rays. We don't really want the street dudes. We want an upstanding, 9-to-5, white collar guy. We want somebody who's intelligent, who can hold a conversation. And of course, I'm going to sit and die laughing when I hear that. Because again, that's usually a woman who's in her mid to late 30s now. She's done nothing but date hood dudes. And at this point, what does she want to do? She wants to empty her sin cup of all the hood dudes she's dated and move along. Now, when I say empty her sin cup, what I'm trying to tell you is she doesn't want to be associated with those dudes anymore. But she's still going to bring the baggage of dating those guys for the last, 15, 20 years. Now, where it gets weird is that's why I've covered the R. Kelly case, the way I have. And it's to highlight when guys my age was 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. We were sophomore, juniors, and seniors in high school. What was going on? Yeah, you could be an athlete. You could have some juice. And you could get the majority of the ladies. But the ladies you truly wanted, the cutest of the cute girls, who was they dating? Exactly. Dope boys. And they made no bones about it either. See, especially when I became end of my sophomore year, especially end of my sophomore year, going into that summer, going into my junior year, that's what it was. You had it, those girls now, you go and talk to them is, well, my man buying me shoes. So see, she's already learned how to use sex as a weapon. Now, see, as an adult, she's going to say that's all men want, is sex. But no, that's all someone who you was looking for, that's all you could do for them, is give them sex. So now that label has been put on all men. So now as that girl starts to migrate through and be passed around from hood dude to hood dude, because you have to understand when she's stating that she's trying to level up, what she's saying is, I want the top of the dope boys, or I want the top of the white collar guys, or the ultimate leveling up for a lot of them is what? I'm gonna just go date a white dude. Now that fantasy, the ultimate fantasy you find for a lot of black women is a Hispanic dude or an Italian guy. So, as that situation happens, then we have what? We have her getting pregnant by the dope boys. So now she's going to call a dope boy a deadbeat father. When in fact, when she met him, he had a couple of kids already. And that was something, my grandmother warned me of. What was I like? 15 at this point in time. And it was probably what the second girl my family met. But she was 19. I already had a baby. And my grandmother just looked at me and she was just, hey, do you know what this? Are you ready to take on that responsibility? I already understand, and I don't know anything about what's going on. All I want to do at that point is smash. I'm not even thinking about I'm dealing with a mother. I'm not even thinking about that responsibility of that kid at that point. In my head, I'm not thinking about taking on the role of somebody's stepfather or somebody for that kid to look up to. Never even crossing my mind. But that was some weight she put on my shoulders, and she gave me some food for thought at that point. And hence to say, a little while later, some months later, that situation ended. And she ended up dating somebody who was in their mid-20s, which is fine at that point. She was 19. So that was what that was. But she wanted somebody to help take care of her and that kid. Somebody to continue to help her buy weed and support her weed habit, cigarette habit, things like that. Help buy the kid Pampers. At 15, I'm just playing football, baseball, and basketball, and going to school, playing video games. Like my life was quite simple at that point. But that point goes to say, even at 16 and 17 for me, I get to junior prom, senior prom. What's going on? We're having conversations, and we need to have girls take letters home and consent forms to basically state, hey, yo, there's a rule here. No one can be brought to these two proms over the age, I think it was 25. So even the adults knew what was going on. Being in junior high school, right, literally no more than probably 50 feet away from Kenwood, where all of the R. Kelly stuff was originating and happening at, it was already known for me in 7th and 8th grade. Those high school girls was messing with R. Kelly. I had girls in my 7th and 8th grade class talking about wanting to sleep with him already. So see, I understood already at a young age and at that point in time what this game was going to be like. But see, I think my biggest issue now is you get a lot of these old head women who are now in their late 30s, early 40s, and what they want to now come back and do is say what? He preyed on me. Yes, at 15, I didn't understand what was going on. That's cool. At 16, I didn't understand what was going on. It's cool. 17 and 18, I still was too young to be dealing with somebody 22, 23 years old. All that's cool. So why did you continue to keep dealing with those type of men? Well, you have to understand I was abused. I was suffering from battered woman syndrome. So you also have to understand she won't ever take any accountability for her actions. Even as we sit and we look at everything that's going on in the Black community, what are we seeing right now? Don't know, let me explain to you. What you're seeing right now is this is the result and the product of I can do bad all by myself. I don't need no man. A man's biggest role is to do what? Provide and protect, which we're going to get into as we discuss the hypocrisy of flaws and all. And we go through some of the lyrics of the song Soldier Destiny's Child made. But they're looking for a certain kind of man. See, a lot of these girls could be with Poindexter. And you hear me make this statement in this comment more than enough. He would have more than wanted to be with them when he was in high school, even in college. But they're, especially in our culture, our women, Black women, are looking for quick, fast money, real quick. Who can get them the quick, fast money? The dope boys. So you get a lot of these white girls, what do? Well, you get a lot of these Black girls from affluent families, what do? Oh, you're in medical school, huh? Or you studying to be a lawyer or a doctor. Or they see the potential period in them. Oh, so you're going to trade, you're going to pick up a trade. You want to be a bus driver, streets of sanitation worker. See, women who've been raised correct and understand the game already, they understand, okay, that's who I need to be with. So they see the potential in him and they grab him early. 10 years later, guess what they get? It's like playing the stock market. If you're smart, you're getting a return on your investment. But see, then you'll get the women who've been ran through, who wanted to see, all they wanted to do was sleep with the street dudes. You're going to get this comment from them. All these men the same. All these men want to have sex with me. These men don't take care of their children. These men don't have no jobs. They don't have no health benefits. They don't have any of that. The next question you ask is, why are you dating those type of men? Well, those the only type of men who want me. No, that's the environment you hang around. So then they'll look down on the guys who go date outside of their culture. And they'll say, oh no, he wouldn't know what to do with a woman like me. I'm too strong for him. He weak. What make him weak? Because of her mouth. Her mouth, and because he doesn't want to come home and fight with masculine energy on a day in and day out basis, guess what that means to her? He's weak. He don't want to go upside her head like the hood dude does, so that makes him weak. He don't want to yell and scream at her. He wants to have He wants to have a conversation with her. That makes him weak. He doesn't want to say, sit down and shut up. This is exactly what we're doing. That makes him weak. And also, we have to, before we go into this conversation, we have to go into the biggest problem. Women want bad boy penis. They've been fantasizing about it since their mid-teens all the way up until now. It's just a fantasy for them. They don't think the Poindexters and the Steve Urkels, even if you look at Family Matters, just watching that this morning. She always wanted Stefan until Steve made some of himself. And once Steve made some of himself, then we had a conversation about, you really do love me. He was devoted to her the whole show. But until he actually made some of himself, She wouldn't give him the time of day. That's what we have with a lot of these hood chicks and the chicks who love the bad boys. They won't get a nerd the time of day until he makes some of himself. But once he makes some of himself, why would he want to come back and be with a woman who has 2-3 kids by 2 different hood dudes, and now he's tied and tethered to that lifestyle? What sense does that make for him? That's a bad business decision. That's a bad decision maker. And since we know those guys aren't bad decision makers, hence the world they live in now, you asking a lot of him. But you'll get these men, hey, man, you got to be great stepfathers to help this community. No, you don't. No, you don't. That was her decision. She needs to eat that. She can actually put the kid in football or basketball, put him around a positive male role model. That's what she could do for the boy. Now, the young lady she's raising, right, it's going to be a chip off the old block. Hence, again, why we're in the situation we're in. See, our mother slept with the dope boys. They slept with the dealers of the crack. They was a part of destroying that culture in the community. And now this is the byproduct of it all. This is the result of it all. When you look around the Black community, when you see all these abandoned buildings, I would say abandoned churches, but people holding churches in their living rooms at this point. Yeah, they holding church in their living rooms and getting donations online. They don't even have to leave the living room no more to hold church. But you look at what's going on in our community at this point. And I keep saying it. The Black woman is the CEO of the Black community. She definitely is. It's her body. It's her choice. She's made the choice, which we'll go into, who she's going to sleep with. She gets to make the choice whose baby I want to keep, whose baby I want to murder. She's going to make the decision of who I'm going to allow to get close enough to make a proposal, who I'm not. She's going to make the choice who I allow to go into me unprotected and insert their semen inside of me, and who I'm not. She's going to make all of these decisions. So once she's made these decisions, guess who has to deal with that? Exactly. We do. So we get into Kelly's verse on Soldier. We like them boys that be in them lacks leaning. Open they mouth, they grill gleaming. That ain't Steve Urkel. That ain't a nerd. Candy paint keep that whip clean. They keep that beat that be in the back beating. That's hood dudes. Eyes be so low from the chiefin'. So what is that? I want a hood dude who high. Not basically in his right mind. But see, all of this is cool. That's basically what they're saying. I want a cool dude to sleep with. I want somebody with some excitement. Squares need not approach. Squares need not apply. Socially awkward dude, you're not invited to this party. Hence, we have a culture full of, as I talked about, 10 episodes ago, rise of the incels. Hence, we have a culture full of incels now. Because now what you're asking is, because you don't want to deal with the so-called educated lane who's doing well for himself, who could be, the majority of them probably would be decent to better role models than what you are presenting for your child. Now you put him in a world where he's forced to sleep with the Lizzo. and all of these chicks. And then what we have is these conversations about men don't accept us for who we are. You fat shaming us. There's all these buzzwords put around for what about us? But even those girls want who? They want the hood dudes. They'll only accept the nerd once he becomes well off enough to support a lifestyle where then at that point she's going to say what? I don't really like him. Well, she'll say I like him. I'm not in love with him. I have love for him. So I'll sleep with him. I'll do him a solid. He's providing this lifestyle. So again, I'll use sex as a weapon and as a means to an end, and I'll spread my legs for him. I'll lay there. Now, of course, she still got a bad boy that she's sleeping with, but she needs a lifestyle. She needs someone who can afford her the lifestyle she wants. So at that point, I'll stick with dude. I'll settle for this. I love how he keep my body screaming. A rude boy that's good with me with street credibility. And again, I just spoke on that. She's looking for what? She's looking for thug sex or bad boy sex. She wants somebody to be aggressive with her. A rude boy that's good to me with street credibility. So you got to be putting in some work in the streets to have street cred. A rude boy that's good to me is what? That's somebody who good to me 80, 90% of the time. And he might get a little aggressive with me, tussle with me, push on me, maybe slap her around a little bit. But see, she loves that. Because what you find out is when you talk to a lot of these women is they start talking about makeup sex and how passionate that sex is after they get into it with guys like this. And then they come back to each other and they do what? Oh man, that was mind-blowing sex. We just had so much of that pent-up energy we had to get out. But this is the lead of our culture. So we get to the hook of the song. If his status ain't hood, I ain't checking for him. Now, ain't that hypocrisy for you? And it's why you get a lot of squares now who want to pretend to be, yo, I'm this, I'm that. Let me get the dreads. Let me at least get the look. Let me give him a little ice grill, a little mean mug. They don't understand the codes of the streets. They don't understand how you maneuver in the streets. But they see enough movies, they see enough rap videos, they listen to enough rap music, so they try and emulate that lifestyle. But what happens when that dude runs into somebody who really about that? And see, this is where we get into the equality of people want equality of opportunities, but they don't want equality of consequences. See, there's a freedom of speech. And you're free to do whatever you want. But understand, there's a freedom of consequence that's coming with that. And everybody don't get the same consequences. See, that's where we get a lot of these goofies who get out here now and they say, what? Oh, dog, you're a pussy. You're a bitch. That's cool. But see, when you run into somebody who got a code and who got a street cred and got a name, they stand on that. So guess what happens to dude who said that word? Here lies a man survived by his wife at home and 2 children. Gunned down tonight. And everybody's saying it's senseless. They was just talking trash. No, to him, his name is his name. That's all he got. That's what she talking about when they saying, I need a rude boy that's good to me with street credibility. His street cred, his name is all he got. Not going to let you muddy that up. Because if he let you slide, somebody else going to pull it. So what does that mean now when he says that? To the dude who just pretending to be in this lifestyle, he don't understand what consequences come with saying, yo, inviting somebody to your Johnson. He doesn't understand when you call somebody a bitch. He doesn't understand the consequences that come with that. So see, when he says that and somebody pulls out the pistol and they put the 38 to his temple or they put the 45 to his temple and they send him to meet his maker, you get a lot of people around in his circle. They don't understand. They say, oh man, he was a great kid. He wasn't gang banging. He was a regular 9 to 5. Yeah, he was a regular 9 to 5. But when he was out in the club and out in the streets or hanging with his girl, he wanted to pretend like he was into something he had no business being into. So see, women don't allow you. They won't accept you for your flaws and all. See, if your status ain't hood, they ain't checking for you, which means you ain't invited into this club, this exclusive club, unless you're a hood dude, unless you're swag right. He better be street if he looking at me. I need a soldier that ain't scared to stand up for me. Known to carry big things, if you know what I mean. Now, that's a double entendre, and we got to unpack that because that means something right there. Better be street if he looking at me. Again, I already told you, squares need not approach. You need not approach. Need not apply. Don't put application in. We're not interested. Only square they would be interested in, you would have to be very wealthy. But see, for a lot of these ladies who they call themselves leveling up, what do they come to the table and tell you? Okay, I make 6 figures. So because she makes 6 figures, guess what? The 6 figures you make is not enough. The 6 figures you make and you being a square, it's not going to be enough for her. Don't hold no weight. So now you need to be doing better than she is, probably a lot better than she is, to make her feel comfortable. The biggest problem with that is she'll never feel comfortable because no matter the lifestyle you afford her, no matter how great a parent you are to that child, that woman's going to always come back to you and tell you what? Hey, man, I was just cheating because I was bored, man. You work too much. And she's missing that excitement. She's missing that excitement. And see, what I try and get a lot of young guys to understand when I had this conversation with them is when you meet a woman who's not sexually experienced, they don't know what they're missing already. They've never experienced it, so they don't know what they're missing. You meet a woman who's sexually experienced and she's gotten it the way she wants it and she has it a way that she loves it and she can climax on a certain level from it being done a certain kind of way, that is her standard. So now if you can't meet that standard or come close to it, she'll entertain you for a little while. She'll marry you, even give you a kid. But you better believe, which we'll probably do that episode tonight about the paternity court episode. You better believe she's going to still be having an ongoing relationship with whoever dude was who was giving it to her the right way. Now she said that ain't scared to stand up for me. Known to carry big things, if you know what I mean. That's the 666 thing. I want to talk about, I know what a lot of you religious people think about that, but 6 figures, 6-pack, at least 6 inches endowed. That's one of those, which again, if she ain't sexually satisfied, it ain't gonna work. That's why I laugh and I scoff at a lot of the older people who get marriage advice out and they go to reverence and all this and this. Hey, you shouldn't have sex before you marry. You shouldn't be shacking up. Because why would he buy the cow and get the milk for free? Sex is way too important not to know what that's like before you say I do. I know plenty of marriages that have ended because sex was terrible. No, plenty of women, literally plenty of married women who are cheating on their husbands right now as we speak Your sex is terrible. I sit and I watch it. I told you, I sit in the clouds in a lot of these groups. And I just watch it. But it's also why I tell you my boundaries are with my wife. Don't bring me a disease home that I can't cure. And I'm not raising another man's child. I'll never be that arrogant to believe one day she may not get bored. Just won't be. I'll never be that arrogant or make a boundary because I'm a man of my word. I'll never put myself in a situation and say, I'm standing on this and I let you violate that and I have to come back and apologize or come back and accept your apology and now extend your boundary because I'm going to let you get away with this. No, she understands it already. Those two things, I'm out. Any other type of infidelity or other things, like I said, we can have a conversation. Don't mean we're going to work it out, but it don't necessarily mean it's over either. There can be a conversation. The other part of known to carry big things, if you know what I mean, when she says that ain't scared to stand up for me, it's also a woman who's doing what? Always into it and popping off at the mouth with men. Those are women who've been in abusive relationships. See, when she says she needs a soldier, that's because she views herself as the ruler and the boss. She's the queen of this. You're somebody who's providing her service. What is the service you're providing her? Penis and protection. Penis and protection. That's the service you're providing for a lot of these women. But there's also a woman who can't control her mouth amongst men. Now, she can't defend herself with the men because physically she's not strong enough. But she also can't control her mouth when she's in the presence or in the circle of alpha men. So then what does she do? That's one of those chicks who will then do what? I'm calling my brothers. I'm calling my uncles. Or if she got a guy, hey, you need to get up here, such and such, such and such. He come up half cop. He shoot up the club. He don't know what's going on, but he just taking her word for it. Now, as they get home, he finds out, hey, what? In order to stay with her, he needs to shoot first, ask questions later. Because if he asks questions first, guess what she's going to say? Man, you a chump. You scared of dude. So she needs somebody to defend her physically. And she needs a soldier to do what? Front line for her uncontrollable mouth and her uncontrollable actions. Now, what does she have to offer to gain this type of protection? Nothing. Nothing. But because for men, she holds the ultimate treasure box in their head, which is sex, which is something, again, I keep trying to explain to men. Find me the prettiest woman in the world who got a husband. I'll find you a man who's tired of having sex with her. That's just the way men are. And we'll go into a deep dive conversation, maybe some months down the line from that, or why that is. But there are studies shown the longer a man is in a relationship, the more his libido and his testosterone drops. And it's why a man can see a new woman and just like that, it's pow, all over again, shoot right back out. We'll get into that subject one day. Because there's some interesting studies that have been done on animals and other things for why that happens with men. For women, they don't understand that because their body's not wired like that. But again, that's why I always say we live in a world where women think men should behave the way they behave, that our bodies operate the way theirs operate. Now, of course, when we say we do the things we do, they love to say what? I'm a woman, you're a man. It's two different things. But the second we behave the way that we behave is, well, you just a cave person. You're an animal. You act like that. You act like this. I can do this. Why can't you? We wired differently. That's why. But all she has to offer is what at the end of the day? To me, nothing. Because to me, sex is not going to keep me in a relationship. So if we're not connected mentally, then, whatever you spreading your legs for, what's between that don't hold too much weight for me. Just being honest with you. But it's also, she's been taught from a young age how to use sex as a weapon. So because she's been taught that already, guess what? That's what she has to offer. I can get a lot of things. Just think about when we were children. Think of the multiple older women, or you had that auntie who would be like, yeah, I got like 4 boyfriends. I got an old man who come and, pay the bills. She might pat him on the behind or jerk him off. She got the dude who come through who blow her back out. That's dude who just strictly, that's who she gonna cook for. That's when dude who come over to pay the bills. When Sport Coat come over in the morning and pay the bills, and he see breakfast ready, or he see his leftover breakfast, see what's going on. I made the kids breakfast. No, that breakfast was there because Tank Top was here. Wife beater was already here. Wife beater gone already. He had to hit the streets. Then you got the regular 9 to 5 good guy who come through. That's who come through and do all the handiwork. Now she having sex with him too, but she'll never commit to him. She gonna always keep it on. I just kind of like the situation we have. I ain't really interested in committing to no relationship. Now, wife beater, she telling wife beater, I want to be a wife. And why don't you stop playing in the streets and come home and settle down over here? You see how I treat you. I do all that. That's who she wants. The mother two just ain't going to cut it. Then she got a work husband. He buy lunch, take out for dinner periodically, pick up the tab on drinks when they have events after work. Call and listen to her problems and give advice, do all that. He just sitting there waiting for whenever she becomes single, then he'll try and smash. So they finish off the hook saying, no, he better be street if he looking at me. I need a soldier that ain't scared to stand up for me. Got to know to get dough, and he better be street. So again, if you're looking for a young guy like this, that's a dope boy. An older guy, you hoping he's just dealing in weight at this point. Got his street cred, built his name, probably dealing in weight. Or you got a regular 9 to 5, your blue collar guy now, but he still got some street cred and he still, got some product. He in there playing in the streets. Ooh, where we at? Ooh, 40-minute mark already. Sheesh. Trying to do better and not have no more 2-hour episodes. So we get to Michelle's part when she says he don't know it might be on tonight, which means what? That means I hold the treasure and I dictate whether we gonna do it tonight or not. I'm already scheming on you, and that's something I also try and get men to understand. Is she already know when you walking up to her and you opened your mouth whether it might pop off tonight or not. She's make the choice. She's make the decision whether y'all gonna interact on an intimate level or not. So she say, just might get one the phone tonight. Just might give somebody my number, which is another thing I tell you. If she give you her number, you 80% in the door already. That means she's telling you, look, you cute enough for us to do something and be involved with each other intimately and have a different type conversation. But now it's up to once we talk outside of here, depending on how smooth your game is, because if your game's smooth, we ain't got to have no phone calls. That deal can be sealed, an hour or two after we walk out of here, 20, 30 minutes after we walk out of here. But that's going to be up to you. Your mouthpiece going to talk you out of having sex with a woman 9 times out of 10. Once you get the number, you in already. She's made the decision. You cute enough. I enjoyed the interaction enough to see where we could go with this. Homie in the Dickies in my zone tonight. He don't know what might be on tonight. That's her already looking at dude across the room saying, yeah, he could get it. All he got to do is approach and say the right words. Give me a how you doing? Yo, can we go somewhere after this and talk, get to know each other, go have a drink? It's on already. But it'll be these same type of girls who 5 years later will be sitting in the church at the altar call when they singing Come to Jesus. And they're going to be talking to their friends. And they're going to be giving a testimony in church about how they've been abused. And how none of these men treat them correctly. And how all these men want sex. But she's stating right here, I'm the one who's scheming. I'm the one who's in control. I'll decide if the conversation is right, what it's going to be. And when she say, oh, he looking good and he talking right. Like I said, it's all about the verbiage you're going to use. It's all about your swag. But if she enjoying it, once she grin, game began, man. He the type that might change my life. We know she ain't talking about financially. So what is she talking about? It's going to give me bad boy sex, thug sex, rough sex. Make me the wife of a bad boy, which is their dream. That is the ultimate fantasy. It's for them to turn the hood dude into a 9-to-5 white collar dude or reform the hood dude into what they think the educated lame is. If they can achieve that and stick around long enough, that's what they're actually interested in. That's the ultimate science project for them. It's to turn the player, the hood dude, or the athlete into the square, into the simp. Not too many women have achieved that utopia. So now we get to what? Now we get to Beyonce's flaws and all. And there's a lot of women who love this song. They swear by it. Might be the feminist Bible, to be honest with you. I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm a bitch in the afternoon. Now, when she says I'm a train wreck in the morning, what is she stating? I look like, when you saw me in the club last night, I was a 6 or 7. We woke up, I know my weave is off, my eyelashes is off, one of my nails done broke. My breath ain't on point. Makeup is off. I know I was a 6, 6.5, 7 last night when we came here. I know when you wake up, you see a 3. Please be patient with me. Accept me for who I am right here. Accept me for all of this. If that ain't a contradiction, I don't know what is. Because they just told you, if you ain't hood, don't even look at me. We don't want no parts of you squares over there. You lames, move to the back of the bus. You L7s, get out of here. But yeah, I know I'm a 3. I know I fooled you last night. I know I had the girdle on. I know I had the Spanx on. I know I had the biking shorts on. I know I had all of these devices on to push and hold everything together to make it look like I was this. I know when the clothes came off, stuff started dropping everywhere. But it's damn near Sherman clump, Buddy Love transferring into Sherman clump the second you start undressing them. Just laughable. It truly is laughable what's going on out here and the hypocrisy of it. But again, the second we say something, oh, you're a misogynistic pig. You're fat shaming somebody. But they quick to tell you, oh no, you got a micro penis. You boring. You're lame. You're a nerd. You terrible dancing. You terrible at sex. You don't make enough money. See, it's cool to set all of these parameters when they maneuvering. We say any of this. Why can't you just accept me, flaws and all? I'm a bitch in the afternoon. You know what that means? I know when you get home from work, I know I'm nagging you. I know I won't shut the hell up talking. I know you just want to go somewhere and sit quiet, but I want to tell you about how my whole goddamn day went. I want to vent to you about all the problems I done had with my girlfriends and the people I work with and the people I hate. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but accept me, flaws and all, that I do this to you. Because if you come to me with this and the roles was reversed, I'm going to tell you, hey, say that shit for work. Or go get you a drink and a cocktail after work. Don't bring that home. This is our sacred place. They're going to tell you home is where you should feel safe at. It's peace. Don't bring that energy home. See the hypocrisy in this? You can't make this up when you're dealing with them. You can't. Every now and then, without warning, I can be really mean towards you. Hence, hey, yo, once a month, for about a week out of the month, shit gonna get real in here. And it's gonna be a couple of times when it ain't that time of the month, it's gonna get real. But understand, I'm a woman. And understand that we're different. Understand, brother, we ain't equal. Ain't that some shit? We fighting for equality, but we understand we need to always specify. She needs to always tell us we ain't equal. You think? But understand, all of this is going on. And I understand I can be really mean towards you. And I can just pop off. Make arguments out of dishes not being washed or not being put up correctly. A spot on the sink not being wiped down correctly. Maybe a crumb on the floor. I can just start nitpicking about all of that and looking to pick a fight. But please accept me after I do that. Flaws and all. Ain't that some shit? Ain't it? But we'll come right back. And guess what we'll hear? Yeah, I'm leaving you because the sex is terrible. Yeah, I can't accept you for your flaws. And I can't accept you a square. Can't accept you a lame. Can't accept you a L7. I can't accept you make a little less money than me. I can't accept that you're terrible in the bed. I can't accept you got a dad bod now. I can't accept that you 5'8", not 6'1". I can't accept any of these things anymore. I'm out. But I'm going to show you here. They want you to accept it, though, and accept them, flaws and all. What does she come back next and say? And see, I know when I heard this song, I said, man, this is some heavy stuff. And it's a lot of these songs out here. I may do more deep dives on them, may not. But it lets you into the psyche of women. It's why I sit and just listen in the clouds, sit and just watch. I sit and watch women eviscerate their husbands online in groups. Sometimes the husband is friends of the husband in there. He takes it back. Husband comes in the group, calls the woman out. But I just sit and I just watch. Well, you will come into a private space and eviscerate the man you say you love, or a man comes in that space and eviscerates the woman he says he loves. To do what? So you can feel better. So you can shit on the other people. So you can shit on him to other people. To make who feel better? You. There's really no respect. Majority of women and men, they not really in love with each other. I can promise you, the majority of married couples are not in love with each other. You pull back all of the masks, take all of the makeup off, take all of the clothes off. You strip them both bare naked, sit them in a room, sit them in different rooms. You ask them, hey, would you get married again? You know what you're probably gonna hear? Nah. You hear a man tell you he probably won't get married again? That's cold fade. Man, this woman batshit crazy and she driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't want to deal with nothing like this again. I made a commitment to this, and because I'm a man of my word, or whatever your religious beliefs are, that belief is so strong. What will you do at that point? I'm gonna ride it out. Yeah, I ride it out 40 years. Yeah, I ain't really been happy the last 30 years, but I'm gonna ride it out. Cool. She then says what? I'm a puzzle. Yes, indeed. Ever complex in every way, and all the pieces aren't even in the box, and yet you see the picture clear as day. Now that's some heavy stuff right there. I don't know if she wrote that, but that's very interesting. Ever complex in every way, and all the pieces aren't even in the box. What is that telling you? I'm batshit crazy, and I know it. You don't know it, but I know it. You'll never solve this. I can't be fixed because if every piece ain't in the box. What does that tell you? That puzzle can never be completed. It can't be fixed. It can't be fixed. Are you listening to me? So since we know then that the puzzle can't be fixed, what does that mean? As my buddy Ron would say, you're on a journey to find the 100th monkey, man. Think of that again. I'm a puzzle, yes, indeed. Ever complex in every way, and all the pieces aren't even in the box, and yet you see the picture clear as day. All that is basically telling you, though, is what? You doing the best with what I've given you. You over here trying to make a five star and a great 3-4 course meal, and you trying to give me steak, baked potatoes, and spinach, and all I've given you is spam, boxed potatoes, and glory greens out the can. But you're gonna do the best you can with it. Put a little A1 steak sauce on it, Heinz 57 sauce on it, and hey, mush it together, and hey, we can do whatever we can with it. We can try and make something work with that. But that's basically what she's telling you is no matter how hard you try, I'm damaged. I can't be fixed. Understand the bottom will fall out one day. But she's telling you that already because she told you all the pieces aren't even in the box, which means what? She don't even really love you. And I know people saying, how did you make a leap like that? Because if all the pieces aren't even in the box, then guess what? She doesn't know who she is just yet if all the pieces aren't in the box, which means if she doesn't know who she is just yet, she can't love herself because she doesn't know herself. And if she doesn't know herself, she's incapable of knowing you actually and actually loving you. That she's yet to actually figure out who she is. And see, you're really incapable of truly loving somebody in this type of form, relationship type of form, if you haven't found yourself yet. Because you don't know your likes and dislikes. You're playing a role in the relationship now just to continue to make it grow because you don't want to be alone. So she goes into the chorus and says what? But don't let that go over your head that she told you all the pieces ain't even in the box, and yet you see the picture clear as day. Yes, you got 450 pieces of a 500-piece puzzle. And of course, because you bought the puzzle, you know what the puzzle's supposed to look like on the front of the box. You get enough pieces and put together, you can see what it should be. You're just missing 50 pieces, but you know what the end result should be. So you're satisfied with putting that 450-piece puzzle together, but it'll never be complete. Never. So yes, in that relationship, sure, you can give her everything she's asking for, but she'll always be unhappy because all of her pieces aren't in the box. The elevator does not go past the second floor in this 10-story building. Just doesn't. Sorry. But the chorus gets here. I know you. I don't know why you love me, and that's why I love you. See what I just told you? See how batshit crazy she is? It's batshit crazy for women who love this song and come back to you. I would challenge you fellas when you meet a woman, because the majority of these black women, they are part of Beehive, whether closet or not. Ask them about the flaws in all song. If they tell you they enjoy it and they can relate to it, get the hell out. If you're married to her, you better start making your exit strategy, man. If that ain't your best friend and she love this song, make your exit strategy. Now, if she your best friend, then hey, y'all got a foundation. Y'all got a foundation that's built around a friendship. So you may be able to figure it out and make it continue to work. But a woman who identifies with this song is batshit crazy. Sorry. I don't know why you love me, and that's why I love you. You see that? And she doesn't know why you love her because she doesn't love herself. But she loves you because you love her. I'm incapable of loving myself, but I love you because you love me. You love me more than I love myself because I don't love myself because I can't tell you why you love me. You catch me when I fall, accept me, flaws and all. You catch me when I fall, accept me, flaws and all. And see again, this is when I was just talking about what's required. See, when she comes up short, it's always what? The damsel in distress. She's going to cry. She's going to act out. She's going to do everything she can to make sure you don't leave. She's going to put herself in front of the door when you try and leave a relationship and leave the house and say, you know what, I'm out. When you grab her or try and move her up out of front of the door, I'm going to call the police and say, you beat me if you don't stay. Second you leave, she's going to call the police. When they come and get you, she's going to make your life a living hell. Even going to keep you from seeing your kids. Now, in a 6-month to a year stretch, you guys going to go through counseling, mediation, all these things. And then you're going to try and get back together. But guess what she's going to tell you? You know how I am. You know I'm flawed. Let's just get back together. Let's be a family. Don't break up our family. Yeah, but I don't love you. But what does love have to do with it? Nobody is capable of loving me the way you love me. And see, a batshit crazy woman, she knows that. That's why you see so many of these women with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children, 5, 6 baby fathers in all these failed relationships. It's why you'll see them on Instagram and on Facebook, and they're having all of these, this my new boo. Then 3 months later, the relationship over. Then 2 weeks later, this might be him right here. 3 months later, the relationship over. They've turned tough vagina into the 7-Eleven at this point. It's a convenient market. So now she's what? She upset at everybody. But she can't really take it out on them. So who does she take it out on? The man who she married to or was once married to. The one child's father who is sticking around to take care of his child. She gonna make his life a living hell because she can't make anybody else's life a living hell. But for those who decide to reconcile, you'll be then caught her when she failed. You'll catch her when she's a train wreck in the morning, a bitch in the afternoon, every now and then without warning. I can be really mean towards you, not even want to touch you at night. But when we wake up in the morning and you go to get dressed, you get up, hit the bathroom, hit the shower, get dressed for work, guess what she's still going to do? Hey, babe, I love you. Can I get a kiss? Oh, that was yesterday. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about it. We'll fix it. She'll come to you and apologize. And after she apologizes, has something good to eat, whisper in your ear, glorify you, make you feel like you're the king of the castle, you're going to accept her back again. You're going to accept her flaws and all, morning in, morning out, day in, day out, until she leaves you. And that's usually when you get a gun, go look in the mirror, and you probably listen to Papa Was a Rolling Stone and you put one in your head. You do what Paul did in the Temptations. Because the weight of the world thing got too much. You look around and say, look at everything I've sacrificed for a woman who already told you, all my pieces ain't even in the box. I'm batshit crazy, and I don't know why you love me. They told you in the chorus, I don't know why you love me, but that's why I love you. Because you accept me, flaws and all. I won't accept you, flaws and all. You better be damn near perfect. And any of your flaws that you have, you better be sure I'm going to smack you in your face with them to let you know that you flawed. So that you understand your place in this relationship and in this hierarchy. You better understand I'm the queen here. You're the soldier. Your job is to go to work. When I need sex, come home, give it to me. And listen to me when I'm ready to talk. And be my punching bag. Be my emotional punching bag. Now, we get to verse 2. I neglect you when I'm working. And again, most men understand this already. Babe, you want to do something? Hey, I'm working. Just because you don't got something to do, don't infringe on my time. This is my time. I need to work. So let me have this space. Don't get involved with what's going on over here. I got to work 12 hours. Okay, you want me to have dinner ready for you when you get home? I don't care. Do what you want to do. If it's here, it's here. If it's not, I'll figure something else out to eat. But I got a lot of work to do. I got to go. I don't got time to talk to you. Cool. I'll be home late again. Now, roles reverse. We say something like that. How many women you hear on the regular say what? I left this relationship because he works entirely too much. Married to his job. And I believe he's having an affair because he works too much and he's barely home. And when he gets home, he's too tired to have sex. Now, see, when a woman does that and she comes home and she's too tired to have sex, guess what we hear? That's all you think about is sex. I kind of feel like you forcing me to do this. And for a man, we understand those buzzwords. Uh-oh, my wife think I'm raping her. Let me back all the way up. I'm out. Woman, on the other hand, hey, all you got to do is get it up, insert it, let me get on top. I do all the work, and I'm going to bed. Again, we won't even discuss how many times men get raped by women inside of a marriage. It's too taboo to talk about. Men not supposed to have that conversation. When I need attention, I tend to nag. Again, when I tell people, you can't do right when you're in one. Because now, when she's busy out with the ladies, when she's busy working, 14 hours of her day is spent working, doing what she wants to do. Now, when you're doing what you want to do, guess what you hear? Hey, why are you doing this? Well, I was just trying to spend time with you. You don't want to spend time with me. But the second they hear you on the phone, you cut the video game on and they hear a glimmer of laughter. What happens? Hey, let me tell you about how my day was. Let me talk to you about what was going on last week. Let me talk to you about, why are you doing that now? I just came up to you an hour ago and was asking you about your day. You said, yo, I'm on the phone right now. Don't interrupt me. And it's amazing. The other hypocrisy. Because when a woman is chilling and talking and with her friends, what's the one thing she requests? Just give me that respect of, don't interrupt me while I'm talking to them. I'm having a conversation with them, not with you. When I'm done with them, I'll talk to you. We could be talking and she jumped dead in the whole conversation. Yeah, I didn't know you was on the phone, but yeah, such and such. I heard you say that. Yeah, but you in here now. You see him on the phone. And you still talking. Yeah, and you still right here. Yeah, but and you still right here. We're not afforded the same respect. It's not reciprocated. So again, when I need attention, I tend to nag. So then what do you hear? You don't spend enough time with me. And it's also the trick bag they put a man in because it's what? I need a man to provide for me. In this world, though, the type of providing a woman needs, it's going to take a man 50, probably 60 to 70 hours for the lifestyle they want to have. That white collar lifestyle they want, that white collar guy, probably working 60, 70 hours a week. So now that's cool in the beginning because she's getting what she wants financially. But guess what happens? No different than when you get a new pair of shoes. What do? Oh, these shoes make the fit go well. I always wanted these. But after you wear those shoes a few times, what happens? Yeah, they don't really make the fit pop too much anymore. So now what do you need? I need something new. So now when she gets the lifestyle, she usually does what? Most women who want to be kept, they usually do what? 5-10 years in. More like 3 to 5 years in. They have a couple kids and what happens? Hey man, I know I said I wanted somebody to provide for me and take care of me, and you set your schedule up to do that. But I want to go back to school, or I didn't go to school to get this degree to sit at home and be a stay-at-home mother. Wait, I'm confused. That's the agreement we made. Yeah, but that's what I thought I wanted. Again, a woman will send a representative to see you in the beginning to get what she wants. So now we're being put in this box. Now what? Now you got to restructure your whole life, work schedule, everything. Because now what? Now she's bored at home and now she wants to work. And if you don't allow her to work, if you say this, we can't work this way because my job won't allow me to do this, then now she's going to self-sabotage. She's just going to go out and keep sleeping with different men over and over and over again until you catch her. Then you'll divorce her. And if you don't, then at that point she'll know, okay, I can have the best of both worlds then. I can have an open marriage and have him take care of me. So I can go out and have fun, do what it is I need to do to satisfy those desires, and financially he'll take care of me. Then she'll sit and be content for a little while longer, give you another 5-10 years. But at some point, she's going to hit her 40s, early 40s, mid 40s, early 50s, where now sexual market value has plummeted to 2 or 3. She's no longer desirable by those men that she once was desirable by. So now she really going to want to hit the working world. And at that point, you're going to have a decision to make. Either I want a divorce or we'll just ride this out and die together. Usually, most men will try and die together. Most women, I haven't worked in 20 years. He's well off. Yeah, I'm going to get a divorce and I'll get alimony and I use this money to kickstart my new life and all of that. I'm bored with him anyway, on to a different world, on to a new chapter. But that's usually what you get. When I need attention, I tend to nag. Once the nagging starts, we headed down a road of some pretty terrible things. I'm a host of imperfection. And you see past all that. Again, I ain't even got all the puzzle pieces for this puzzle. Yet you love me. I know I'm imperfect. And you see past all that. And you don't bring it up to me and throw it in my face. You don't treat us like we treat you. That's how I know you love me. I'm a peasant by some standards, but in your eyes, I'm a queen. Now see, that statement right there, man. That's some heavy. Phew. That peasant by some standards, so we take that back to the beginning of this episode. That's that woman who you saw in the club. See, when you see a woman in the club, that's her at her best. So at her best, if you say this is a 5 or a 6, you got to know she going to drop 2 to 3 notches once you get home. Once everything comes off and you see at her worst, that ain't going to work. So you always know, you see a chick out, she glammed up, makeup on, all that. This is her at her best. This is what you got to look forward to. This is as good as it's going to get right here. As good as it's going to get. But in your eyes, I'm a queen. What does he do? I know, baby, I could do better than you. I know looks wise, you ain't really all that. I know that already. But I love you, and I made a commitment. And I like the way we vibing. And for most men, if the sex good, they gonna deal with it and stay inside the relationship anyway. So, bravo to you, brother. Bravo. But I'm a peasant by some standards, but in your eyes, I'm a queen. So she understands already. I ain't a looker. But all the hell, I understand that I'm not a looker, but look at all the shit I put you through anyway. The nerve, the unmitigated gall of you. The gall of you to know already you're not in a position to be doing that. You are not in a position to be doing that. But you do it anyway. And you know why? Because you've been taught at a very young age to use sex as a weapon. And you think, again, as long as I can perform all of these magical sex tricks for him and satisfy him sexually, we cool. It's why when you see women who are in sexless marriages, they become so terrified because they understand. I was told as long as I'm taking care of this and this department, this relationship should work on my end. He should be doing everything I'm requesting him to do, requesting of him to do, because I'm giving him what I was told all men want, which is sex. Sex is what they basically want. They just want to come home, eat, and lay down and have sex, and they should be happy. They think we dogs, basically. They think we just need a pat on the belly and a bowl of food and a cold brew. And it's why I tell people, for a lot of you men, you would be very surprised if you don't prioritize sex, how a woman starts to react to you in a relationship. How when you courting a woman, how she's going to react to you when you're not pressing for sex. Then you'll start hearing questions like, well, what are you looking for in a woman? What type of hair do you like her to have? What type of nails do you like her to have? What type of perfume do you like her to wear? Because now she's understanding, okay, I was told sex was going to do it. It's not going to do it. So let me figure out whatever else I can do to kind of transform myself and shapeshift into whatever I think he needs me to be to get what I want. And it's why I give the advice. Don't ever tell a woman what you're looking for in a relationship out of a woman. You just tell her, yo, I'll know it when I see it. I'm not sure yet. I'll know when I see it. Because it'll keep her always just having to be herself at that point. And if her authentic ain't good enough, you can be at your due. Take a bow. Go on about your business. But again, like she said, but in your eyes, I'm a queen. But see, the black man is used to peasants being queens. It's why I have a problem with even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen. Because a crack fiend is a peasant. That's not a queen. And I know that's hurtful to some of you men and women who hear this. And I get feedback and pushback from it. Because some of our parents was on crack or relatives was on crack. And we don't want to look at that for what it is, but that's what that is. But it's also, this gets very deep because it also goes into the whole black men feeling like they're saving their mother when they're dating these women who feel like they're peasants. See, they couldn't save their mother. And I told you about the covert incest. So what do they see? They see the struggling black woman. They see the black woman who's crying, who's broken, who's all of that. And guess what they see? I finally get my mother and I can have sex with her at the same time. I found her. I found the woman who resembles my mother and all of the issues I wish I could have cured for her, solved for her, and I can have a sexual relationship at the same time. He gets a chance now to save his mother. Don't let that go over your head. You see potential in all my flaws, and that's exactly what I mean. See, there's no potential in the flaws. But that's how batshit crazy she is. And to finish that saying, and that's exactly what I mean, is for those who understood this, they batshit crazy. Because there's nothing good about flaws. Not at all. So again, for you men out here, ask your ladies, what do they think about this song, Flaws and All? Remember the advice I gave you. Also understand, they expect for you to stand 6 feet tall, be that soldier, have a gun, have at least 6 inches, be 6 inches endowed in the penis area. They expect for you to make 6 figures. They expect for you to do all of these things. Otherwise, like they said, they're not even looking at you. On their end, she's telling you, all my puzzle pieces ain't even in the box. I know I'm a peasant, but you treat me like a queen. I know I ain't got it, and I shouldn't be behaving like this, but you love me anyway. I don't even know why you love me. And that's why I love you so much, because I don't know why you love me. Don't let that go over your head. It's your boy, the Hood Nerd. I'm out.